Thank you very much, Gordon. And I won't have to say next slide because I'm the one that's driving the slides. But um, the Net Zero Go team at Energy Systems Catapult has developed a number of best practice guides to help you find content and tools relevant to a particular theme, a particular project, or a particular activity. So in my presentation today, I'll be using screenshots of the system to take you through some of those guides. And we're not going to be flying around the screen. So if you are a current user of Net Zero Go, you will be able to hopefully follow these screenshots to find it again. Or if you would like to register to become a user of Net Zero Go, then please follow the registration link that will be shared throughout the presentation. Net Zero Go is aiming to be a one-stop shop for local authorities by bringing together all of the relevant resources on net zero and energy projects into one place. By creating these curated journeys and best practice guides, we're trying to signpost to what's most relevant so that we can try and reduce some of that initial research and development time, as we know that for local authority officers, this can take up precious time. We'd be really grateful to get your feedback in the forum, which is on Net Zero Go, or in the chat today on what might be missing from this guide, or if you have any resources you currently use to build your business cases. And Hugh will also be touching on that later today. It may be that we already have additional content within Net Zero Go that hasn't been signposted yet, or we can plan to develop content where it doesn't already exist as well. So we'd be grateful to have that. Once you're logged in to Net Zero Go, you can access the best practice guides in the top bar through the best practice and case studies link at the top there. These by no means represent the breadth of knowledge and tools that are available through Net Zero Go, but as a starting point, they enable you to quickly and easily find resources. There's so much to explore within the platform, and we're always adding to the platform as well. You can also access content and tools via the Knowledge tab, which is at the top of the page there next to it. This guide, which you can access through those links that I just showed you, is developing the initial business case for your local energy project. And this has been structured around the 5 case model, which is recommended by the Treasury, Welsh Government, and the UK Office of Government Commerce. If you're not familiar with this structure, there's a link to read more about it at the beginning of the guide. The contents of this guide will take you to each of the sections, or you can scroll down through the guide. I will take you through a couple of these sections to showcase some of the content today. We also have other recommended articles and content to the right of the page over here. As you scroll down, each of the relevant tools and content within Net Zero Go are linked, with these popping up into a new tab every time you click on something, so you don't lose your original place that you were in. The resource that I'm going to show you first of all is the benefits tool, which is 1.1 here. This is an example of a tool we've developed as part of Net Zero Go, and we've made it more integrated into the platform. The benefits tool will help you define the benefits that your project is looking to achieve. You can choose priority areas from a menu detailing the specifics of what you're trying to target as part of your project. The output that comes from this tool can be copied and pasted into a template, but we're also aiming for this to eventually automatically populate a business case template through the platform. If you go back to the guide in your previous tab and you scroll down to the economic case, we can see the case study library here at the bottom on my screen, 2.3. But it's really useful for many other areas of building a business case, not just for this one. So we have lots of different case studies that are included in this section of the platform. We know that there are plenty of case studies available externally online that present a very positive picture, but the ones that we have available in Net Zero Go aim to be good learning resources with some of the key lessons and risk associated and get down to the next level of detail. These are only available through Net Zero Go. You can also use the search function at the top of the page to see ones that are specific for solar PV, for example. Search results will bring you to this page here, where you can select case studies on the left-hand side and single out the case studies related to solar PV. We've had feedback from local authorities that being able to learn from other local authorities is really valuable, and we're always interested in adding new case studies. If you know of anyone that would like to provide a case study, or you know of any externally that you think would be useful within Net Zero Go, then please do contact us and let us know. We'd be really grateful. If you go back to the guide and scroll down to the financial case section, you can click through to another guide, which is around funding opportunities here, 4.2. One of the resources within that guide takes you to a directory within the system. These directories are libraries of different organisations. In this case, it's funding providers that are eligible to local authorities. These are categorised at the top here by government, charity, investors, and infrastructure providers. We know that these have all provided funding to local authority projects in the past. Infrastructure providers includes organisations such as distribution network operators and energy companies as well. Each organisation is noted for its relevance across the UK. Here in the bottom right, you can see England, Scotland, Wales, for instance. By clicking on each of these organisations, it will bring up a description of that organisation, a list of any content within Net Zero Go that are linked to them, and then also any funding opportunities that are currently available through these. So I certainly recommend going through and trying to find that information here. You can also view other directories within the system and national funding trackers by clicking on the Knowledge tab at the top of the screen, which is up there, and there'll be an option for clicking on directories, which will take you to this landing page here. So there is a different way of finding the information. So that was a bit of a whistle stop of some of the content that's available. But at the moment, as part of developing guidance for business cases, we are working with local partnerships to develop business case project templates. These will be pre-populated where relevant with text and guidance, and also made available through Net Zero Go to download alongside the best practice guide. So if you're a local authority, please do sign up to Net Zero Go in order to access that content. We will be having a dissemination event, which will be the culmination of the work that has been done within Net Zero Go on business cases and also the local partnerships work on the 5th of April. And you can register using this link. And one of my colleagues will also share the link in the chat for you. And then we will be validating the templates that are being created in April time. So if you're interested in being part of that validation group, please do let us know in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be following up as part of the dissemination event as well. Links to register for Net Zero Go and also to follow us for events and announcements are also included in the presentation. That's me. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. Well done on your timing. So now what we wanted to do is we wanted to share with you a really interesting project